All right, my people. Yeah, you are welcome to my platform, Timo Starboy, Reality Talk TV. Yeah, greet you at your location time. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and for those people who are already sleeping, good night. Yeah, we are welcome to our program. Yeah, so Nigeria at 63. Nigeria at 63 years old. Then say at 20, a fool at 20 is a fool forever. A fool at 20 is a fool forever. Nigeria, they never wise. Nigeria, you never get anything. No light, electricity, no water, no good road, no hospital facility, no education system. Nothing is happening. Are we not a laughing stock? Eh? Are we not a laughing stock? All of us, so no be one person, no be one group. Now all together, even including me, we are a laughing stock in the whole world. The Oyinbo, they are laughing at us. And we say we get gold, we get bitumen, we get oil, we get diamond, we get everything. But Nigeria is still awkward, is still backward. Are we not shame? Are we not a shame person? Eh? Are we not ashamed? Eh? Let's ask ourselves. Now it's time to ask ourselves a reasonable question. What have we learned? What is our achievement so far? What have you achieved for this called Nigeria that they are at 63 now of age? Instead of us to be moving forward, we are just moving backward in our system, in our judiciary system, in our everything. Anything called systematically, we are just backward. We never move forward. We never move forward. Everything is totally collapsed, totally dead. Are we not a shame person? Are we not shaming of all these kind of things that is happening in our eyes, in our present? We should be shamed. We should be shamed of our leader. Our leader is so gullible. They are so senseless. They are so ridiculous. Unambiguously. They are not. They are. I don't know. Their idea. They are not ideology. Their idea is zero. Their idea is zero. What is in their brain is totally zero. All what they know, all what they know, all what they achieve from their slave master, that is Britico, that British, what they acquire, what they learn from them is only to thief money, is only to be dubious, to making fraud. Our leaders, it's one of them, the one that is at the seat now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now we are talking about certificate, fraudulent certificate, Oluwole. We are talking about age. We are talking about what's it called? Where he was born, where he was educated, which school did. At this present, are we not ashamed? If you know this man is not function, let's remove it. What does it take? What does it take? Does he have a power than God? Is he a God? Why can't we remove it? This man, he has too much baggage on his neck. And you are still jubilating, you are still chanting, you are still backing him up. And you want the system to work. You want the system to work. How can it work when you are choosing somebody that is dubious? Someone that is totally full of dirty, so much dirty, so much mud, so much what can I say, dirty things in his hand. And we are still backing this guy. We are still saying that he can do it. When the system is wrong, when it's wrong, it will totally wrong. You can never correct it. You can never amend it. You can never patch it. Because you start from the start. When you want to do something, assuming you want to build a house, the foundation have to be solid, have to be strong. If your foundation is not strong, you are just making a joke of yourself. You are just making yourself a ridiculous person. Because you can never leave that house that is the foundation of the house is shaking from the get-go, from the start. You can never leave that house in peace because it will be shaking and you can never know when it's going to collapse. So kí ló dé tá ń pọ́n jẹ̀bẹ̀ lákìsà? Kí ló dé tá ń pọ́n jẹ̀bẹ̀ lákìsà? Why are we doing all these kind of things to ourselves? Why are we punishing ourselves? Why are we in this mess? Those are the questions we need to ask ourselves. We need to sleep on it and think about it. These dubious people, dubious. If I hope if this thing is happening, if this thing that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is happening in China or Japan, it will never go scot-free. You will know what is meant by law, what is meant by judiciary system. You our leaders, you come over here and learn about the law and learn about the judiciary system. You know how it work here. It's not what you are practicing. You say you are democracy. You are doing crazy things, and you are getting away with a murder, getting away with atrocity, getting away with crime, criminals. Our leader is a criminal. Yeah, I said it with my full chest. They are all a bunch of criminals. Because if you are still backing this guy, the guy that you have messed us up, in an international face, that they don't recognize us, they don't give us any respect, whatsoever. And you are still putting this guy on the seat. You're supposed to give him a resignation letter, to get him out and put somebody that is balanced. Because this man is not balanced. Certificate forgery. Birth certificate thief. And this guy is still boasting that he's a champion. Who does that? Who do this to us? Who do this to us? And now you'll be saying that Nigeria is a giant of Africa. Where is the giant? Giant my foot. Which part is the giant? What are the achievements? What are the achievements? What have we achieved? 63 years old. 63 years old. We are just totally nonsense. Totally, we are doing nonsense. Nonsense. That is what I call it. Nonsense. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. Look at those countries that they are the same independent day with us. Some place like this Singapore, Malaysia's, Malay, like all this Indonesia, they have grown up. Even Cambodia, those are the slum area. Those Cambodia, Laos, what is it called? Myanmar. Sorry, Myanmar rather to say Myanmar. Vietnam, they are growing, they are producing. All those areas they are slum before. Those areas now they are producing. Nigeria can never produce a stick of toothpick. It never produce it. Even cotton board, they can never produce it. What have we achieved? It is time we ask ourselves a question, a reasonable question. What are we doing? What have we achieved in our life? What? What is the achievement? And some people that say, happy Independence Day. What happy is there? You'll be saying sad Independence Day. That is what you need to say. You meant to say sad Independence Day, not happy Independence Day, because nothing is happy there. Whereas you are killing your glory child, you know. Look at what happens to Ireti Oluwabi, that is Mohbad. A glory person, àwọn ọmọ ológo gbogbo wọn lẹ ti pàdánù. Ẹ tún pa wọ́n lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí náà. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ológo yín ẹ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ayé wọn báṣubàṣu, èyí tó mugbó, èyí tó ń ṣaṣẹ́wó, you know. Èyí tó ń gbé pick up àbí kí náà ń pe kíní. Wọ́n máa ní àmọ́ òtí ẹ̀mọ́ bọ́ ṣe ń porúkọ wọn. Wọ́n gbé wọn lólóṣó. They just turn them to harlots, turn them to radicals, because our leader too, they are radical. They are living radical life, you know, thug life, criminal life, underworld life, mafia life. That is what they are living. Why are you not going to respect the rule of law? Who are you not to respect the rule of law? If the law is in the place, there will be a country. If there is no law, totally the country will be messed up, just like this Nigeria is going now. Oko parun ole ma lọ. Ìyá dẹ̀ máa jẹ ṣégè sí lára. You know, if you don't put your country in order, to put your country under the law, so that everybody will abide by the law, the country will go in vain. It will just be going like this. It will be going in, charade, you know. Everything will be scattered. Nothing to achieve. That is what is happening in Nigeria. You know. That is what is definitely happening in Nigeria. We have nowhere to go unless we address this constitution, this 1999 constitution. We need to address it, you know. We need to amend it. We need to even change it totally. We write another one. We write another new law, you know. New constitution. Go back to the drawing board. We need to go back to the drawing board and rewrite this constitution, because this constitution, it doesn't favor. Some part is enjoying, whereby some part they are suffering, and some part they are dying. They are dying of hunger. There is nothing working. There is nothing working. All the looters, all the thieves, you know, armed robbers, is what those constitution fail. You know, this constitution you wrote is what they is faithful, you know. So in as much as we are still continue with this 99 constitution, that this military regime, all this Obasanjo and co, you know, Yaradua then, Babangida, Abacha, those ones that they collide and wrote, it can never work for us. It can never work for human being. It's only for the animals. Yes, only for the animals. Animal kingdom. You know, all those our glorious child that they need to build up the place, you have been killing them slowly and steady. Killing me slowly. That is what the your system is all about. Killing me slowly. You'll be killing all those ogo child, you know. Àwọn ọmọ ológo tó yẹ kán gbé ilẹ̀ wa lárugẹ, tó yẹ kán gbogbo brain wọn kán gbé sórí ilẹ̀ yẹn, kán fi build ilẹ̀ yẹn, you know. Their brain, they need to ship it to that country and build it, but you are killing them. You don't give them job after their education system, after they finish their certificate, this their educational level, you know. They finish the whole university level, there's no job. Some finish the college, there's no job. So what do you expect? What did you expect? When there's jobless child, there must be a radical way to get in, to have a chance to get in. You know, there will be a criminal. You are the one that inviting the criminal into the system, because you don't give them job, you don't provide the job that they need to do after their school this thing ending, you know, school service. And you will be blaming them that they are lazy, they don't want. Where's the job? Where did you provide the job? I mean, I'm talking to the government. Did you provide any job, any available job for them? The job that you're supposed to provide, you are providing it to your own sibling, your own friend, you know, your relative, and the rest will go to your own pocket. Is that not so? So these our leaders, my own suggestion is that these our leader, we need to terminate them. We need to get rid of them because they are useless. They are all bunch of useless. They are not doing anything to guide that place, you know, to govern well. To govern well. And it is youth have to do the job. It is youth that they have intellectual, they have a brain. You know, their brain is still fresh, you know. They can carry on the country and move on and move it another level, upper level. Not all these criminal old schools. They are all criminal old schools. They are the one that still run the table. Just like they are sitting, you know, they are make their own place, you know, their place on the table. They are just rounding the table like this. Everything is just rounding and rounding and rounding and rounding. You know, it's turn by turn. They have sat down on their own chair around the table, and when it's your turn, you just shift it. That's how they move it. That's how they move the country. And you allow you allow the young one to be rotting. The young one that they're supposed to exercise their brain, you know, to shift their brain to the good part. You don't give them the job. You say they are not qualified because they are not your relative, you know. They are not in your caucus. And you want Nigeria to move on. No, it's going to move on this system, this corrupting system. So this is the my own idea, and this is my own suggestion. If you are ready to move Nigeria to another level, to be competing with a foreign country, you know, overseas, all this old cargo, let's get rid of them. Don't vote for them. Don't vote for them. Their system is wrong. It's totally wrong. They are so ridiculous. They are so scallywags. They are idiots, bunch of idiots. It is we have to tackle them. We have to tackle them at this junction we have now. If you are serious, you want to build that country to stand up on all its foot, you know, we need to tackle these old cargos, old fools. You know, we need to tackle them because they don't know how they can say I'm fed up. You know, they don't know how they can say I'm satisfied. They can never satisfy until they die with it. So that is the secret. I just want to open up for you guys. So please, before I close the program, before I end up the program, let me play you this video. It's son Robert Clark, you know, interview with on Arise TV. So let's hear from him. It's an old school too, but he's a good man because he used to give some advice, analysis, you know, how to move the country. So they get their own idea, you know, their ideology people. So they are not part of all those these old fools, old thieves, you know, that they are in now. So they just want to give their advice as a old man that is half or is credible, you know, in the government. you know. So let's hear from him. Let's hear from them, you know. Okay, let me put in the video. I hope this okay to Bluetooth.
Special edition, or as Nigeria celebrates its 63rd anniversary. Now, as we make progress in this special coverage of Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary celebration, we're now being joined by Chief Robert Clark, a lawyer and a senior advocate of Nigeria. Good to have you.
Please share our program
on the show.
God will bless you. Share it. Let's learn from this video.
It is always my pleasure.
To kick off discussions today, we've been speaking with elder statesmen from different walks of life and from different parts of the country. For you, Chief Robert Clark, give us your own perspective. Nigeria at 63. Should we be celebrating? What are the gains? What are the losses?
I think I'm singularly blessed
if you're not saying it, let me know.
Speak about Nigeria right before independence, because I was about 22 years old when we got independence.
You're 85 now.
And I can also speak about the period before the military interregnum. And I can now speak about the 1999 Constitution that has brought a lot of headache, a lot of mismanagement, a lot of corruption into Nigerian system of governance.
Can you hear?
Thank you.
That's a good point.
Very good, Chief Clark. Now,
corruptions.
how would you approach Nigeria's leadership problem? Is it self-inflicted or avoidable at this rate?
Point.
When you talk about self-infliction or whether it is avoidable, I would say Nigerians' position today has been self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted.
But I will qualify the self-infliction to the extent that we have been victims of circumstances.
Please, guy, pick a
Are there
point. Pick a
circumstances
point.
which we could
And make
have
your
avoided?
suggestion.
Are
Make
there
a comment.
circumstances which we could not have ignored? Or are there circumstances in which we found ourselves in the midst of our so-called leaders?
Self-inflation.
So it depends on which divide you are. But to be honest with you, it is mostly self-infliction, because the tendency of Nigerians to be corrupt in all aspects of life is indeed part of the problem Nigeria has today. So it was, or it is still self-inflicted.
All right, you say it's self-inflicted.
Okay.
But how do we pull ourselves out of this?
Yeah.
Because we seem to be going around in a vicious cycle. We are probably taking a step forward and 10 steps backwards. How do we reverse this trend and ensure that we have something to present to the next generation?
Thank you very much. There are about 3 fundamental problems Nigeria has today. Forget about other ones being, brought forward. But I can assure you that if we can handle these 3 that I will mention today, Nigeria will be heading forward to the El Dorado. First, local governments. The colonial government was able to rule us through its divide and rule by native authorities and local government authorities. Today in Nigeria, none of these agents of colonial rule are even available to us, even though they are presented in our constitution. Secondly, the constitution says you cannot be voted for, you cannot even contest an election in Nigeria today, even though you have the fundamental human rights entrenched in your constitution, except to belong to a political party. Why give Nigerians fundamental rights and then on one hand The Constitution is restricting that right that we cannot accept we join a political party. Do you know that 80% of Nigerians' problem on election matters today are due to that one clause where you are made to join a political party? You are therefore creating a political party now in Nigeria as a special group of people without whom you cannot progress in the country. That is the second thing. The third one, of course, is the 1999 Constitution. The 1999 Constitution made it so bad that a governor, a president, has all executive powers to rule a state of Nigeria. When you vest a person with such enormous political powers, by Jove, you are creating a situation where it becomes a do or die matter. As one of our former presidents said, election is a do or die matter. It should not be so. But once you create a cabal of people to conduct a political party, and you now say that political party is the only avenue, any Nigerian who has the interest of Nigeria at heart, who can get to the reins of power, we have to look into those things. So I suggest to you, in Nigeria, every 4 years, we get all these problems we get. I have been a party to all these problems. I have discovered that most of these problems are created by the political party that surrounds us. To be a member of a political party is not enough for you. You must strive to be in the center of that political party so that you can get the position of being nominated or dictating who is to be nominated. And in Nigeria today, all this needs money. So you discover that without money, you cannot join a political party and be heard. You cannot hold any relevance in a political situation if you don't have money. So what do we find? That the political party is the center of all these troubles we have. But if you want to amend the Constitution to say, look, you have no right to give us fundamental human rights that governs all other ways of life, but you are restricting us that we cannot vote or be voted for any position of governance except we belong to a political party. Please, let us all Nigerians stay together and remove that clause. Remove it, and you will see the progress we are making. Secondly, the question of local governments. Please, 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 can it be amended? I tell you, it cannot be amended today, even though there are provisions in the Constitution. Why it cannot be amended? Let us be honest with ourselves. The people you are asking to amend the Constitution are the same people who are perpetrating this inequality. How do you want them to do it? The politicians today are sitting on plenty of naira money. But before they get to that money, to exercise the right on that money, they need to spend money. So that system that allows a political party to control, now we have to think, who are going to change it? Members of the House, members of the National Assembly, all the state assemblies, to amend it. Where will you get that from? You can never get it. People always ask me, you members of the third realm, you always ask me, how then do we change the Constitution? I always say it, and I still maintain it till today. Only a third force can help us. Then you can ask me, what do I mean by a third force? I won't tell you the answer. One of the speakers you heard this afternoon was talking about Saul's journey. Well, that was a third force. So let us look at Nigeria. Who can amend constitution? The National Assembly and the legislature, but they can't do it because that's where they eat and drink. That's where they control everybody. So let God pray for us. Let us pray for ourselves because heaven helps only those who help themselves. Exactly. Let us create a third force. I am not campaigning for a third force. God is my witness. I have said it 4 times on television. You members have asked me, what do I mean by a third force? Go and think among yourselves. Because that's the only way we can change the constitution. When Jonathan was in governance, I was not his lawyer then. When he said this national conference should be held, I had Adebanjo saying much about it. But I said in public statements that the basis upon which Jonathan was creating that National Assembly was in law, because there was no law creating it, one, no law to enable it to, become a reality. And I said it will fall and it will fail. And it did fall and fail. Jonathan is one of the most gentle men you can think of. I became his lawyer and acted for him 16 months after he left the presidency. And I learned a lot about him. I am not saying this to praise him, but I discovered that he was willing to help Nigeria. It was during his time. He said this subsidy should be removed. But look at the trade unionists today shouting, calling on us to come and go on strike. When they were the one, 14 years ago, when Jonathan said, come and remove subsidies so that you and I, the poor ones, will suffer less. The same trade unionists today, I remember all of them. I was a trade unionist for 16 years. I studied industrial relations in Ruskin College in England. I became a general secretary of my union. I handed over my union to late Alhaji Adebola before I went to the university to study law again. When they were told, oh, Jonathan is ready to remove subsidy, the same and the hierarchy of that same trade union are still within the same government today. And they're asking you and I to come and go on strike. When they are the most beneficiaries. Look at the so-called NOPENG or what they call. The refineries were not working in Nigeria for almost 15 years. Most of their members were working in this refinery, collecting salaries, and they never thought that how can we be collecting salaries all this year? And they are union members. I am not saying don't go on strike. I'm not saying go on strike. But once foolish, or I don't know how we both put it, I won't be foolish the second time. When they had the opportunity 14 years ago, 12 years ago, to fight for you and I, so that this subsidy will have been removed during Jonathan's time. Who went so well for us? They refused. They said they were going to go on strike. The same trade unionists today are now saying they are going on strike. They are because the subsidy has been removed. Let them go and think twice. Let us all work together. In the circumstances we have found ourselves today, and let us see how we can help each other, because Nigerians' problem is so great. Now, let me look at another aspect of Nigeria today. Corruption has eaten into every aspect of our life.
Nigeria is
I was telling my young son last week.
Nigeria is totally a corrupt area.
World, he called his angels. They said, look at this place called this is Africa. I want to create countries there.
The headquarters of property in the world is Nigeria.
I'm going to put into this country. So he started.
So let's tell ourselves the truth.
Argentina, Morocco, Algeria, he was putting gold, manganese. When he got to Nigeria, lo and behold, the angels had to hold the hand of God. Baba, what is wrong? You are putting everything into this country, gold, manganese, this one. What is wrong? What is special about these people? You know what God told the angels? He said, don't be in a hurry. You wait and see the type of people I will put. Then you won't be jealous. Today, the problem in Nigeria is the brainchild of us, all of us Nigerians. We are all crooks. Let me be clear with you. We are all crooks in Nigeria.
Yes,
we always
no doubt.
find a short way to any law.
You are crook.
Today, we were
Especially your leaders.
600 people who are caught stealing
Your leaders are giant of
gasoline or whatever. Today, again, we are still back to the same,
Giant of
losing
Africa.
600 barrels.
Giant
and
of
these
thief.
people know who are stealing it. But you and I cannot talk.
Giants of crook.
So we have to pray to God. Nigeria has to be changed. One, the constitution has to be jettisoned in the area I've just mentioned. I'm not talking about what Ayo Adebanjo and my good friend from the north said. But to get a change, you cannot. But these three areas I told you, you try and do it within 4 years. Do you know what we lawyers called election time in Nigeria? Don't let anybody deceive you. We call it our harvest time. We make money. And then when we make the money, people are claiming that the judiciary also makes money. Without proof. But we know we lawyers are making money. The judiciary is making money. Everybody is making money during election time. But all will end in chaos. Why? Whereas, I can assure you I have witnessed many elections here. This last election on this thing that got voters, this thing, made members who came to vote for numbers to be so reduced. Because in my time, most elections are rigged at a ballot, this thing. They take this ballot, they snatch it, they take it to a corner, they do all that. But now,
Snatch it,
there's
grab
no
it,
rigging, but
and
today,
get away with it.
virtually every
is Nigeria for you.
gubernatorial case is before the tribunal. How long will we
Tinubu
continue in
slogan.
Nigeria that every time we go into
Mr.
election,
Tinubu slogan.
there is trouble in
Snatch it,
Nigeria?
grab
Why?
it, and run away
Whereas,
like a thief,
if we do what I have said we should do, in
like
those
arm robber.
and INEC does its job. And why it's necessary INEC has to do its job is this. Because the law says there is a preponderance of truth in what INEC tells the court. When INEC presents a document to court, there is the truth, a preponderance of attached to that document. So the law itself has given INEC the power that whatever it does is presumed by law. There's a presumption.
That is where
They
the
don't say,
mistake
INEC
is.
INEC. But don't we
That
know
is
what
where
to
the
do? We
mistake.
know what to do. Just amend the Evidence Act. That section that deals with presumption of innocence attached to government document should be removed. So that when INEC is going to do an election, INEC will be the first witness to go to the box in any election to say, oh yes, I conducted the election in this state. There were 36 this thing. Here are what I did, this, and then everybody will now start cross-examining INEC whether the papers it has presented is correct or not. But what you have now, a petitioner petitions, when the law says what INEC has done is presumed to be correct and is challenging it, no way. I have two senior lawyers today that are they are good abos. One is in the top government hierarchy. Now, chief, and one is one of the best and in this thing. We'll always do election, but you will never see them take election petitions from what do you call an applicant or a petitioner, because they know they can never win, so they don't go near it. And now, I am sorry to say, if you believe it or not, there is now roaming around the rumor there is a cartel in the law profession controlling the, court, this thing. Not controlling how the courts think, but controlling which courts they want to go to represent. So there are many things that we need to, but please let us pray within ourselves. Let us start with because the most thing that brings problem in Nigeria is election. Let us be correct. That's the only incident. Every 4 years, we nearly tear the country into two.
Exactly.
What happened in America to Trump in 2020 was repeating itself in Nigeria in 2023. All the Pentecostal Christians, both blacks and white, predicted that Trump was going to win the election. He too got it into his mind that God had ordained him to win an election. When he discovered that things were going wrong or not according to what God has spoken to some people, he started confusion. Went nearly breaking down
now he's paying
the citadel of American democracy.
He's paying the price
suffering
now.
for me today.
For
The
that,
same thing now happened in Nigeria this year. And I am not ashamed to see it. The consortium of CAN in the north, the consortium of the Catholic, the consortium of certain people from a particular area ganged together and brought a candidate on us, as Wole Soyinka was speaking in South Africa last week, with Bajwe. You know what the Yorubas call Bajwe? They came to us and badgered us.
Like Bajwe.
And we were nearly, Nigerian Pentecostal now started like the American Pentecostal. God said this. God said that. God said Tinubu will die. God said this one.
They badger everybody. Badger.
And nothing to stop them. So today, till this morning, they still carry out. Because I opened your channel this morning because you had invited